Hi everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I'm doing a VOD review. This is actually for Noah. I believe this is Noah's first ever VOD actually. I don't think I've done one of Noah's before. They are Silver 1 currently, and they put We Lost 2 to 3, and they play Mercy, but also obviously we're on Kiriko for the start. Just things to work on. I just need to get better, like, question mark, damage boosting and movements. This one Xbox. Alright, okay, sweet. So I guess we'll kind of look to see how we can definitely get better at damage boosting and also our movements. With the tank changes, it means now Mercy can, you know, damage boost people a lot more comfortably, which is really, really great. So I guess we'll kind of, like, look into that. But just for you guys to know, would you like your own free Mercy VOD review? I do them live on my Twitch on Sundays at 2 PM in the UK, but don't worry if you can't make that time, as I also do them offline and upload them straight to YouTube as well. They only cost 7,500 Koala Moolah, or channel points as they're probably better known, which you can get completely for free by watching like my streams basically. I also stream on Wednesdays, Fridays and Saturdays at around 5:30 PM UK, so be sure to hop on over there, get saving, and you can have your very own VOD either shown live on stream or be done offline and just be posted to YouTube afterwards. For more info, do not be afraid to hop into the stream or come and join the Koala Creek Discord and ask one of my lovely mods over there. The link for that will be in the description. Now, back to the VOD. And yeah, so I guess we'll just kind of get straight back into it. Normally I like to review the skin that we've got on, however, because we're starting on Kiriko, obviously we've got the Mythic on. Mythic is absolutely beautiful, you know, love all the Mythics in this game pretty much at this point. They're absolutely beautifully designed. Very, very cute. I love as well the combo that you got on for it. It looks very, very cute. I pretty much have the exact same one, except I've got the little moon one instead. Now obviously my Kiriko isn't the best, but I could definitely help give you some good advice onto the Kiriko. But nice, obviously we're wall climbing ourselves all the way up. Just be careful when you kind of climb yourself up that we're checking main. But because of like, if we look to see what DPS they've got ourselves a Torb, a Junkrat and a Doomfist along with like Moira Mercy. It means that, you know, we don't really need to be too careful with our positioning as such. Obviously, you know, we do need to be careful of the Torb and everything, but at the same time, you know, it's not like we're constantly hugging walls because obviously they might have like a hit scan or something like that. So, you know, we can play mindful with that. Also, these guys are quite, I guess, close ranges. Obviously, ignore the Torb. Junkrat, so we're just gonna be careful of spam. Doom, we have to wait for him to like to dive onto us, in which case we use TP and Zuzu. Obviously, Moira has to be really, really close to us, and Mercy's pretty much not going to do anything to us, let's be honest. So we'll keep on going, though. Already really, really nice. Okay, we don't need to Zuzu here, okay, because the Morga has backed out. If the Morga's backed out like this, we could just literally just sit here and heal him for a little bit. Don't be trying to waste your Zuzu at this opportunity, okay? We want to try and save Zuzu. Now, if you look at the team comp, right, there's nothing that we desperately need to save Zuzu for. Like, for example, there isn't any Ash Dynamite. There isn't any, what's it called, anti-nades or anything like that. There's nothing in this team comp that we need to cleanse. However, I'd be looking to kind of save my my Zuzu for probably if the Doomfist decides to dive in and we need to try and like protect someone that's being dove, or if someone gets stuck in a Junkrat trap, in which case we need to try and Zuzu that. That's what we're trying to save it for. Then obviously if these things are used, or if like, you know, we don't need, you know, they don't need, you know, they've used them, or I guess it's kind of like what I'm trying to get at here, then obviously we can use it for the extra health, basically. But we'll keep on going, though. Nice heals. Obviously, onto it. This might be a point where I decide to Zuzu him, because obviously I think he can end up getting stuck in a Junkrat trap here, so that might be a point where you Zuzu him. But not really, really great so far. Nice. So what you can do, yes, you've just started doing it now. Don't be just kind of spamming, like, you know, like, generally, okay? What happens with Kiriko is she kind of does, like, the heal, and then reload, heal, reload, right? When you're doing this, you can actually have time to get 1 or 2 little kunai shots in. So while you're stood main like this, and I love how you started doing it right now, try to flick another, like, little kunais. Don't be flicking them just, like, main, like, because, like, look where your crosshair is right now, okay? When we're playing Kiriko, we have to look kind of, like, more at our crosshair. I've been trying to get more shots between healing. Yes, which I like how you're doing. However, adapt your crosshair ever so slightly, just to make sure that you're peaking some of these angles. It doesn't need to be like, you know, massively accurate, but as long as our crosshair is about where head height will be, and we're actually spamming it at like certain chokeholds, like around here, I would be looking to probably spam more this side here, because a lot of people will be stood around this side, or if people are on this high ground, you can kind of like come forward a little bit and start spamming out this high ground here, basically. But for that though, I love how like you've started to get you know, more into using like shooting in between. Just make sure that we're shooting at people. But nice, I'd look to come in a little bit more here. Like, we're playing very, very far back. Make sure that we're coming in a tiny bit, like, you know, more. Little bit quicker here. Remember, try to save your Zuzu unless if you desperately need it. Nice. So because everyone's quite full HP here, I'd be looking to push forward and just look to kind of spam out a little bit here. Because everyone's like pretty much full HP. And because we have a Mercy as well, right? Mercy is not wanting to go and DPS people. Instead, she'll be looking just to keep people healthy. This is absolutely perfect for you as Kiriko. Because it means you can get really aggressive. It means that you can go in and you could just be close like spamming these chokeholds until you see a few people that are critical. And then, yeah, I TP's the wrong person. No, it's alright, sweet. Honestly, I would focus more on walking forward earlier. And then look to use your TP maybe to TP in with your Morga and just kind of like sit in the front line and like work with him basically. But really great so far though. Nice. So I'd use my TP to get in with Morga here because Morga wants to get in aggressively with this Doom. If we can get what's it called? If we get a few like really good headshot damage onto this Doom or onto this Moira or something, we can really help enable our Morga right now. So I want you to TP into your Morga here and get aggressive. Because right now you're playing very far back as Kiriko. With Kiriko as well, in order to get like really good value with her kunais and stuff like that, you want to try and kind of push forward and you want to, you know, be close to the enemies. The reason is because it is a lot harder for you to hit your kunai shots if you're playing quite far back. So what I want you to do is kind of think differently to how you play your Mercy. Sure, you want to play out, you know, and like away, but at the same time you still want to be kind of like pushed up with your team. You don't want to be kind of sat back like how you would play with like an Ana, for example, okay? You want to try and get a little bit more involved than what we're doing. But with that though, really, really great so far. Nice. Obviously we've got people on the point. Yeah. Perfect. Nice. Love how you're climbing up here. You could just sit up on that high ground though and then just like start spamming out the turret or something, or just start like spamming out of this choke basically, just trying to get someone like quickly to, you know, pick off. The reason why we can do that is obviously we got our TP. What I would do though is I would just spam here, start kind of spamming it out, and then if we start to get weak, just do a quick TP back to your team, okay? We don't need to Zuzu it, because obviously, you know, we're just going to end up wasting the Zuzu if these guys end up kind of coming in quickly. So we would just kind of sit here, spam it out, maybe try to get the turret, like, really, really quickly on, and then TP back. Alright, we keep it going, though. Nice. Hi, everyone. Sorry, we're back. We had a few kind of, like, technical issues with, what's it called? With like lag and everything like that, so I'm just gonna edit it down so you guys don't get any of the lag. Basically, I got told it was as the Doom kind of like you came and use his ult, so I'll kind of like just re-talk about everything that I've talked about for the past minute, basically. So obviously we were spamming out like in this kind of chokehold, which I think you're gonna start doing again. I loved all this like kind of spam out that you were doing, really, really nice. And then I was saying, when the Doomfist comes to dive in a second like this, so can you see how like he's waiting, you know, he's using his charge punch to come in. As soon as we know he's going to release that charge punch, and make sure that we're chucking the Zuzu down ready for it, basically, because then it means then that the Doom is not going to have any effect on these guys for the punch. Sure, he'll be kind of in with the team, do not get me wrong, but you've really like, you know, you've helped out with the charge punch, which is the thing that's going to provide the most damage. Plus as well, because Junkrat and Mercy have ended up hitting a wall, it means obviously they're going to get stunned and everything like that. So if you can, try to chuck that, you know, chuck the Zuzu down here, because I think you chuck it down in a second. Yeah, but it's a little bit too late, because obviously, you know, we've already allowed the Doom to come in and, you know, do the majority of the damage, basically. So if you can, try to use that what's called that Zuzu a little bit sooner. I know that you end up kind of getting picked off now at this point, but it's fine. We reset, go again, try for a new team fight in just a second. And it's all good. So nice. Obviously, I said as well before, obviously with all the lag and everything, try if you can not to shoot kunais into the Doomfist charge punch, because obviously, you know, he's just gonna, you know, not take any damage pretty much. He's gonna end up with a charge punch. We don't want to give him that charge punch. So if you can, try just to not shoot him here. It's fine for you to, what's it called, for you just to sit and heal, basically. That's all good. Keep going. And then I talked about this Zuzu as well in a second, alright? Don't be too rushing with this, because remember, if we see Morg's critical, look how much HP he's still got as well. Hold on, let's have a quick look at him. He still has 200 HP, so he's pretty okay still for a second. So don't rush this Zuzu, because you end up rushing the Zuzu and obviously it hits the soldier. You have to realize, okay, the soldier cannot peek this angle anymore, because obviously all the toy bolts down and everything, and people are going to be shooting through this kind of like, you know, area. So just give it a second and allow the soldiers to come run around here, which is what he's going to do. He's going to come run around here with Mercy. Allow him to do that, and then you can then help Zuzu your Marga either in or out, depending on what he wants to do. Probably best if you try to help Zuzu me out, because we could just like pay passively for a sec. Remember, they chucked 2 ultimates at us directly in our spawn. This is a complete waste by them, okay? So I would look to kind of like, you know, help him get out, wait for a little bit like longer on that Zuzu, and then come and use it. All right? But we'll keep on going. So as soon as it gets taken out, that's fine. Nice. Obviously, he ends up taking the health pack. And then I would TP in here. I would TP in with this Marga ult here and just what's called start spamming your kunais. Because what we want to do is we want to not allow these guys to stabilize. Remember as well, because they've got their Mercy and Valk, okay? So she's going to provide a lot of healing for these guys. We do not want any of these guys in this ultimate to survive. So I would just TP in with the Marga and just be absolutely like shooting so many kunais at these people, just so we can like, you know, get rid of them basically. We're just shooting the turret down, which is great. Really, really great. Nice. Nice. I've been looking for the Mercy res, yeah. Nice how you're focusing her at the same time as well ping her, just to make sure that your team know about it. But really nice how, you know, you realise that this Mercy's going to go for that res. Really, really nice. Don't focus on her too much, though, after she's kind of, like, flown away from it, because obviously we're going to struggle to hit her now. I would kind of look now at whoever she's resed and maybe look to try and, like, you know, focus on them. Did she not res them? She broke away from it. Oh, that's so annoying for that. Oh, I feel really bad for that Mercy. She didn't get the res. Yeah, she should have stayed for an extra second. Like, literally, if she stayed for, like, half a second longer, she would have got that res off and then been completely fine. That's so unfortunate, because I would have, like, been like, oh, I'm gonna go, like, focus whoever, like, she's resed, and then she just didn't res them. I'm like, okay. TP in here. Because it's our Junkrat I remember, so we want to try and push in and, like, try to kind of look at anyone that's, what's it called? My aim sucks, she would have gotten away. No, it's right, honestly, it's hard to hit Mercy in a Valk, and also when she flies up and away, like, as she has been doing, she's going to be, once again, a lot harder for us to hit. It's a lot easier for us to hit people with our kunais that are, like, kind of, like, at our level, or, like, you know, are not got, like, insane amounts of movement, basically. Anyways, I'd look to TP in here as well with your Marga, get a little bit more aggressively. Because we want to try and, like, look to get people that are, what's it called? That are being zoned by the tire. Nice spam here. Really nice spam. Love how you tried to focus that backline as well. It's completely fine that we're not managing to hit anyone. It's okay. Keep spamming. Nice. Try to think with your Kiriko like you would do with a Mercy, where it's very much like we want to try and just kind of be always doing something. So with Mercy, we always want to be trying beaming someone, whether it be a healing beam or a damage boost beam. It's very much the exact same with your Kiriko here, where it's like you want to try and either just be healing people or you want to be doing damage, unless obviously you don't have LOS of everyone, basically. So just try if you can to kind of like get into that mindset, basically. That's all good. Nice. I'd Zuzu. Oh. I would look to Zuzu this a little bit sooner than what you did. Sorry, I accidentally pressed the back button. I'll tell you when you should have Zuzu'd. Not now, because this is fine. Now. The reasoning is because we know this Doom is now going to come and punch, our, what's it called? We know now that our, you know, the Doom's going to come in and punch this Marga. This Marga is now not going to be able to survive this punch, especially if this Mercy chucks a damage boost onto it. So if you can, try just a, what's it called? Try if you can to chuck this Zuzu on quickly as this Doom comes in to punch in, because then the Doom will either just like punch completely like straight through them or what's it called. But yeah, so we should definitely try to do that so we end up kind of saving this Marga right now, basically. Alright, well, we keep on going. I'm gonna see what ends up happening. Yeah, so we end up doing it way too soon. Once again, we need to, with our Kiriko Zuzus, we want to try and just, like, preemptive what's gonna happen, okay? Very much like with your Mercy is that you want to be proactive and you want to try and, like, make sure that you know kind of, like, what's gonna you know, what's gonna be going on, basically. So we want to try and chuck that Zuzu early to allow it, you know, for that cast time and everything. But so good. Nice. Nice shots. Nice. Once again, I would TP myself in here. I would TP myself in because then we could definitely get some extra spam damage on these guys to make sure that we end up taking them out a little bit quicker. Because once again, I feel like we're playing very, very passively. It feels like you're playing Kiriko like you would do an Ana. If you had this position as Ana, it'd be perfectly fine. You know, I feel like you're kind of doing very much kind of like what you would do with an Ana positioning. But with Kiriko, we want to try and be using our TPs to get in aggressively if we can. Because not only will it mean that our healing of Fooders will get like 2 people quicker, but also our Zuzus will be a lot easier to hit, and also it means as well our Kunais will be a lot easier to hit, basically. So if we can, try just to get ourselves a little bit more forward so that we can, like, you know, be doing some more damage, basically. But because I play a Widow a lot, yeah, if you play Widow a lot, then it feels like you're playing, because Widow and Ana kind of have similar, I guess, ish positioning, where they want to, you know, be far back and they want to, you know, take really good angles so they can see, you know, the rest of the team and stuff like that. And it feels like that's what you're doing right now. Honestly, if you played Ana here, Ana would work so well for this team comp as well. Like, probably more than your, than your Kiriko. Just obviously, you'd have to be mindful of the Doomfist. But, you know, you could definitely play Ana here instead of your Kiriko. But it's all good. I'm gonna see what I end up doing, though. Nice. Nice headshot, though. That's all good. I like how you took that 1v1, though. Made her fade away, which is really, really great. Just make sure your crosshair is on people when you want to heal them. Nice. Very nice. Nice. Really well played there. Nice spam here. Yeah, oh. You needed to use your Zuzu on your Mercy because you want to try and use it on whoever's in the ult. Morg can obviously walk out of the ult. Soldier can quickly run out of the ult. It was your Mercy that was going to struggle with the ult. Make sure that we're chucking that on whoever is in the actual thingy ult instead of obviously, you know, like looking at someone in front. We want to try and use that on whoever's going to get frozen, basically. I'm not very good at Ana. Why though? If you play a lot of Widow, you should be okay with Ana as well. Nice, obviously, you know, trying to help the Mercy out there. Really, really nice. Nice. Once again, I'll be looking to kind of push up a little bit more here. That's all good. There's nobody going to be up there, so don't worry. Plus, as well, like, we don't want to take this off angle here because it means then that we're not going to get any damage in as Kiriko. We want to try and, like, you know, take an aggressive angle and, like, start spamming out against the main and everything like that. Because if we hit, like, one really good headshot on them and they're quite low HP, then we just absolutely annihilate them straight away. So I'd be, instead of, like, going up on here to position, which would probably be fine if you were playing, like, a, you know, a little bit more of, like, a passive Ana or something like that. But we don't need to be positioned up here. This would be perfect positioning as Mercy, 100%. But because we're playing Kiriko, we want to try and get in that spam damage, making sure that we're kind of, you know, we're going like mainish a little bit more so we get some more spam damage out. Nice. So we'd obviously the people coming from both angles. Shoot. I would do a little bit more DPS on the Moira here because obviously your soldier's really, really healthy. Nice. Nice. Yes. That's exactly how I want you to play more. You know how like you just kind of like you were pushed up forward here and you were like DPSing a lot more? I want you to do this more as Kiriko. This is really, really great. Obviously, can't do anything about that, unfortunately, but your Mercy can res. Nice, obviously, trying to help her out with the res. What happened here? Just, I also don't know why the, what's it called? I don't know why he's off here by himself. He should, like, because there's nobody here. He's not taking anyone out that's over here. I don't know why your Morga's over here. This is not on you, can I just say as well, apart from like maybe a bit of an awareness thing, like knowing where your tank is. But your tank should not be over here. Just also as like a quick little like FYI. Your tank should be over here because he's not attacking anyone from this angle or anything. You guys are completely out of LOS of the turret. He should be like pushed up here, like getting really aggressive, like ready for that next cage fight ultimate. I don't know why he's done that. But anyways, Paul's I was really confused. I would also be confused, I will be honest. But we'll keep going. So yeah, he's gone. That's fine. Focus back onto the point. Nice. I feel like it's definitely winnable for us. Maybe not now because our soldiers end up going off the map. That's all good. Just reset, go again because we end up losing our Morga basically. But it's right, we keep it going. I would look to maybe start using Kitsune in this next team fight because we haven't used it yet. I know we've not really had a good opportunity for it. TP and Zuzu in there, by the way. Just so we end up like, because we want to TP and Zuzu in to make sure that these guys stay up, basically. Because what's it called? We want to just try and keep these guys alive. If any of these guys die now, obviously, A, we're going to probably waste a Mercy res, but also B, it's just going to stagger our push so much more, and we want to try and get this time back as high as possible. So I would TP in here, basically, and you can, what's it called, you can Zuzu and everything. But so good. I'd TP in with your Morga here. TP in with your Morga really, really aggressively. The reason is because whenever you see Morga charging in like this and he has his cage fight ultimate, go in aggressively. Go in and TP in with him and commit in with him. I'm hoping that's what you're going to do now. Because I don't really understand why we're studying the spawn like this when we have ourselves our TP to go and help him, basically. It feels like we're kind of like just an AFK in spawn, okay? Our healing of food is not going to reach this far, and also we can't really shoot any kunais at people because there's nobody there, basically. So I would look to try and get in and be aggressive with this Morga as soon as possible. We don't need to be in the cage fight with him, remember, as well. I think here I was confused of why he ran in by himself. He wants to run in here to get a really early cage fight, because if he gets a really early and really good cage fight in here, especially with people being zoned by the tire, then he will easily pick people off, and we want to try and commit in with that, you know. Remember, we have a TP, you know, to be able to get ourselves in aggressively. If things start to get a little bit more south, we can pop our Kitsune Rush as well towards the end of it if it doesn't end up getting any, you know, picks and everything. But Morga will, you know, we want to try and commit in really aggressively with this cage fight. A lot of Morgas will do that. They'll use the big, like, kind of like charge in, just charge fully into the team and then just pop this ultimate, because that's how he gets the most people within that ultimate. Obviously here he's only ended up picking off, well, we picked up the Torb actually by literally running in, and then obviously, you know, we've captured May. This is a really, really good Morga ult, so I'd look to TP in, because right now we're doing nothing. Nice that we've ended up doing so now though, which is really, really great. Just unfortunate that obviously, you know, it gets picked off. Nice Kitsune. Oh. Nice. Just, if we can, try not to play exactly where you have done, okay? Because we've had that consequence, okay? Can I just say I love what's it called? I love this Kitsune. This Kitsune rush is completely fine, because obviously we struggled to get, you know, we struggled to pick off the Mei, but the Mei has used both her cooldowns now because she used her Ice Block and her Wall. Obviously Torb's gone as well, so Torb, you know, but also we have this Doom kind of like, you know, doing bits and pieces. So I like this Kitsune. However, obviously we end up getting punched off here. Love how you TP yourself back. However, we haven't now corrected our positioning, okay? The Doom is still here. The Doom now has a charge punch and could do the exact same thing to us, except, oh, this time our TP, you know, is on cooldown. And it means that we can't quickly get back to our team, okay? So how do we rectify our positioning here to make sure that we're not in LOS of the Doom, okay? So we TP back to our team, which is completely fine. Back off a little bit here. We want to try and play a little bit split from our team. So either forces the Doom to come on to us, in which case I hope that your team ends up peeling for you, or the Doom will just start slamming in towards the rest of your team, in which case, la-da-da, la-da-doo, and you could just, like, you know, chuck healing of food at people, basically. But just obviously, you know, try if you can just rectify your positioning here a little bit more than what you have done. But it's all good. I used to stop clicking B. So there's a backing off, which is completely fine. Nice healing. I'd look to save. Nice, we have obviously TPing back, but same thing again, we could really avoid that by not positioning ourselves exactly there where we have done. Just once again, it's about rectifying that position. And then we end up obviously getting picked out because we end up wasting it. But it's all good. Oh, Moira now. Alright. Just, I do kind of agree with the Moira. I'd probably go Honor here personally myself, but I respect the Honor pick. Don't spam out heals when people coming out of spawn though, because honestly they'll be kind of completely fine. Like, allow Mercy to kind of like just heal these guys up, because we don't want to waste all of our healing meter. Can you see how like we're already like halfway down our heals, and you know hardly anyone has been actually healed if we can. So if we can, try just to try just to save your healing here a little bit more, and just focus on chucking some damage boost orbs in. Nice. Wait to use this orb though, don't just kind of like spam it on cooldown, okay? What we want to do is maybe use a fade to get yourself over to this side and then chuck an orb this way. The reason is because if we're chucking our orb here, there's nobody here. There's nobody here for this orb. Whereas if we chuck it down this way, it's going to hit 4 people, okay? Plus as well, they don't have a diva to DM it or anything like that. So it's just going to, you know, be some nice like, little like spam damage. Plus also it'll get you, you know, up your coalescence a little bit like sooner as well. Plus as well, I believe they changed it so orb now gives you back healing as well, which is good. So if you can try just to, you know, chuck it so you can get the most value out of it, basically. You can even kind of like just walk forward, chuck it, and then fade out if you desperately need to. But I would look to kind of do it like a little bit more controlled. Like, don't just spam it off cooldown. Look to try and like do it, if, you know, with everyone basically. But so good. We keep going. Nice. I look to fade in here. We want to fade in here and kind of like fade probably over here so we can help our soldier out a little bit more with this Doomfist, because it feels like we're kind of like just leaving him alone, like, oh no, you've got punched. Okay, how can we still help? We can use our fade to fade over here and then chuck a healing up orb at him as soon as possible, basically, because that will hopefully try and help him survive here and also try and keep him up. This is kind of the Mercy's fault. I don't know why she decided to J herself all the way like out into the LOS of this turret. She should have definitely J'd herself up here. But we can definitely help out this Doom and not just what's called, not just stand there with the soldier like, oh no, he's gone. Okay, so if you can, try just to kind of come around a little bit more here, and then use your orb. This all good? Nice. I would just use that fade to back out here because they've chucked that that Mailton. Obviously, we cannot get to our Marga anymore. I would just look to use my fade just to get out, reset, get another team fight in, because this is just going to be a lost team fight for you guys. And now we've used our we used our fade. We're going to struggle. Nice. Okay, so with Healing Orb, obviously it takes a little bit longer for it to, to take effect compared to Damage Orb. Obviously, Damage Orb goes, like, flying through. Whereas with the Healing Orb, it takes a little bit more cast time. And as well, your Mercy's going to be coming back from spawn, okay? Allow your Mercy to get this healing. A, because obviously, you know, it's easier for you. You don't want to waste your heals. But also, B, can you see how close your Mercy is as well to her ultimate right now? We want to try and maybe go in here with probably, like, a Valk in order to engage, because we don't have too many ultimates here, okay? We'd look to probably engage with, like, maybe a Tyre and a Valk. For this team fight. So just allow your Mercy to heal up this junk and go in with an aggressive, like damage orb here basically. But we keep on going. Just remember as well, you obviously have to be closer to people. Nice damage here. Nice. So we can kind of like hear this Doom to our side because obviously we can hear him shooting. I'd be fading straight away out of this doorway because we don't want to be punched here by this Doomfist. Okay. So I would look to maybe kind of like just play a little bit back here, wait for the Doom to punch out before we just start walking forward basically. Nice, we end up kind of fading away from it, which is really, really great. What I would do here, instead of focusing the Doom, because we're not going to kill this Doom, okay? Doom's got his block up, he's going to get a charge punch, we cannot kill this Doom. But we can help the Marga with the Mercy. If we eliminate the Mercy, that's the Doom's healing gone, okay? Because obviously Moira's playing quite far back. I would look here as my Moira to use my fade to commit in with the Marga to try and help get the Mercy, and then we can peel back and try and, you know, help with the Doom, basically. But it's all good, keep on going. Nice. Once again, we don't need to heal orb there because everyone's pretty healthy. Nice. Wait till we're a little bit closer before we start, you know, wasting these heals, basically. Maybe use our fade in order to try and get in because we've got our fade now back. We want to try and, like, get forward a little bit more because Moira's healing range isn't massive, as we'll remember. Like, it still has to be quite close range. Nice. Nice fade, obviously, out. Get that May. Get that May. Nice. Help your Marga here now. We need to try and... Yeah. It's just proven. We need to try and make sure that we're healing our Marga up just a tiny little bit here, just to make sure we can get out of this ult before we go focusing the damage here. Because obviously we want to try and keep him up. Remember as well, Mercy has literally just rezzed him as well. So we want to try and make sure that we're keeping him up. So make sure that we're focusing the heals here a little bit more on our Marga before we start damaging a little bit more than what you have done. Because now you guys are going to struggle now for a tank for this next team fight. Once again, don't spam the heals unless you know people need healing. If you feel like someone might need healing, you can just like kind of like tap spam it basically. But we don't want to be kind of like using it like this. Can you see how like we've already used this part of our bar basically, and you know we've not healed anyone. Nice fade. Just once again, make sure that we're using our fade to kind of, you know, make sure that we're using our fade to go somewhere, not just be like, haha, Doom, you can't punch me, because then you're still in LOS of the Doom, okay? If we want to try and fade here, let me quickly go back and I'll show you. So if you want to fade here for the Doom, you want to fade, like, back probably here. The reasoning is because then A, he'll turn his attention to other people, but also B, it means that that you're far back enough so he's not going to do too much damage to you. Because what ends up happening is you kind of just end up kind of like just fading into him. Because it's all good that you've avoided this punch, but like, you see how, you know, you've got nowhere with this fade. It's like, sure, you avoided one punch, but we can avoid the rest of the punches by backing ourselves off, basically. Because what ends up happening is now this Doom's going to end up start focusing us because we're like front lining and then we end up getting focused down by the ult, okay? So use that fade to get back and then go from there. But so good. We nearly got ourselves a coalescence, which is really, really great. Just once again, wait till you're in range of the remote show, because as you see, we've wasted half our healing by just spraying it out in the air, okay? Wait till you're a bit closer to the Marga in order to heal him up, basically, because we don't want to be kind of like just wasting it before we get to him. Nice. That's fine, using healing orb there. Once again, wait till you're closer so we're not wasting it. Because you can see now we're completely out of charge now, and the Marga's still really, really weak because we've just been randomly spraying out in the air, basically, okay? Keep thinking I was in healing range. Yeah, where if you think they're in healing range, get a bit closer, okay? Because we're kind of just healing the air right now, okay? It's not really doing anything. So make sure that we're getting quite close. Moira is a close-ranged hero, okay? With, you know, with her damage and her healing, you need to be quite up close. It's not like, you know, an Honor that can play very far back and you can heal from a distance, okay? Moira's heals will only go so far, so we need to make sure that we're playing a little bit closer. Alright, keep going though. Nice fade there. That's a good fade. That's a very, very good fade. It's just unfortunately your Morgan decides to run in. I would not use my call here. What I would do here instead is I would kind of like just play back with these guys and wait for someone to get a pick off, because a lot of these guys are going to be like really, really focused in, so, you know, these guys are still going to be tied down by the Marga roll, okay? So you can either coalescence these guys in the Marga roll, because remember, they can't go anywhere, or try just to kind of help, you know, take these guys down, basically. So why is my ult? I think I panicked. Well, okay, so you have to remember, Marga has charged in by himself. So that's absolutely fine, you know, like, he's just charged in by himself. And May's put up a wall. Is there anything that you can do to, what's it called, for this Marga right now? No. Because he's just going to be walled off, basically. So if you can, try just to, what's it called, try just to even, like, focus your damage on some of these guys. Maybe, like, try to just, you know, maybe, like, look for a Mercy res on him, basically. But we just want to kind of, like, focus these guys down, basically. That's all good. Keep going. I'm gonna see what I end up doing with this coalescence though, because it's very... Oh, I say that, it's completely disappeared. Fade back here, don't fade forward. You want to fade back here because you want to try and use this coalescence now in order to try and help the Mercy with the res. Because sadly, we've just kind of like gone full send. It's good that you've got the torp, don't get me wrong. But we also need to make sure that we're, what's it called, that we're still helping our team out. So it's fine you've gone for the torp, but then use your fade to get out of the blizzard around like kind of here-ish instead, basically. So that we can help our Mercy out with the res. Nice. I don't know why we've got the overtime music when there's 20 seconds left. That's fine. Don't fade forward here. The reason is because I would actually rather you stayed and jiggle peek this torp turret here for now. Because look how much time there is left, okay? There is still 16 seconds left. Our team are going to be respawning, because obviously, you know, our Morg is going to be respawning. I would wait to use my fade to come forward until we know that our team is back. Because then if we then fade when our team is back, so we can just sit here, kind of damage boost, sorry, not damage boost, we can just damage the turret for a little bit, like kind of like just vibe about here basically for a second, and then when our team, for example, like let's say our Marga, he starts pushing in like this, because he'll kind of start coming running forward, and then he'll like come to here basically. When he gets forward to here, we can then fade ourselves around like either to the side or something like that, so then we're not touching the point too early, because if we end up getting picked off now, this is going to be absolutely like horrendous for your team just to be able to push in, okay? So play back. You were doing the absolute right thing here of trying to, what's called, of trying to like destroy the turret basically. So if you can, try just kind of stay back, get this turret, and then fade ourselves in if we need to. All right, we keep it going though. Because we end up obviously getting ourselves picked off really, really early on, which isn't great. Okay, then see what your team are doing though. Yeah, that's good. Glad how you saved your orbs on the, just in case you can get in. But yeah, we should have definitely been, what's it called? We should have definitely been fading like a little bit later than what we did basically, so that we can, what's it called, we can get back to our team and make sure we have like a proper team fight basically. Because remember, we don't need to touch the point until it gets like 3 or 2 seconds, or even like, you know, just before it gets to overtime, basically. We've got time there. We've got like a good like 15-20 seconds. You're not being focused by anyone because you're just obviously focusing the turret and everything like that. Alright, but with that though, Noah, obviously really, really great so far. I will say I feel like you definitely need a little bit more practice on some of your other supports. We are now finally on Mercy, which is obviously, you know, my bread and butter. So I can help you out a lot more here, basically. But overall, like with your other supports, I think I would definitely spend a little bit more time practicing them. With your Kiriko, try if you can to practice shooting a little bit more basically. Obviously it was great, and I feel like you definitely, you know that you need to like start shooting and healing pretty much like, like heal, shoot, heal, shoot, okay? Really nice that you know that you need to do that. It's just when you're shooting, don't just be like randomly shooting the kunais here, there, everywhere basically. If we can, try just shoot the kunais through where people are going to be stood basically. So if you can, try just to kind of focus on that. With the Moira, it's all range, okay? If we can, try to kind of make sure that we're staying in range of these people that need healing, and then make sure that we're using our Fade to get away from danger. It's all good that we're using it to avoid things, but then make sure that we're using it to get away. Other than that, though, I feel like that's kind of like what advice I can give you on Kiriko and Moira. Obviously, once again, I don't play a lot of Kiriko and Moira. I do my best whenever I need to play them in ranks and everything like that. But at the same time, it's what's it called? Can't really help advise any more than that, basically. But obviously, Mercy, I can help you out a ton, okay? So, first thing I'm going to say to you is damage boost the Moira at the beginning. Moira is going to chuck an orb. If we damage boost the orb, then it's going to have extra damage amp onto it, basically, okay? So if you can, try to damage boost this Moira as we start off with, and then go straight back to our soldier. Do this with any, do this pretty much in any map that people can like see the spawn or like do damage to the spawn in, with people like Ryan and Moira kind of like the main two, because obviously Moira could chuck her orb, Ryan could chuck fire strikes at the spawn door as well, excuse me. Junkrat could obviously spam out as well at the beginning. Just look to see who can like maybe get a really early pick off or get some really like big damage in basically from the beginning. But so good, keep it going. I don't know why your Moira faded so late. But so good. Nice heals here. Nice. I would look to back out here. What I would do here is I would look to kind of like back off either like behind the statue or up onto this building here. The reasoning is because although it's good for you to position here, do not get me wrong, like it's really, really out of the way, which is really, really nice, okay? So it's really nice for your position right now. But if you can, try just to obviously get yourself a little bit like further back behind these people. The reason is because if the Doom decides to punch forward and then realizes, hey, Mercy, bam, you're punched, you're gone, you're dead, okay? So it's really, really good. But if we can, try just to rectify our positioning a little bit more basically, and come like kind of behind here now basically, because then we're a little bit safer. But with that though, really, really great. Keep it going. Nice. Gosh, your Moira has gone in really, really aggressively. I would look to kind of push up a little bit more here now, because the reason is because if we kind of push up to here, it means that we could maybe try and peek on Moira a little bit if she's ended up going in aggressively, but also we can still really focus these damage boost beams on these guys, basically. Other than that, though, really, really great so far. Really, really great. Nice. Make sure we're helping our Moira out. Very, very nice. Nice. Love how you flick onto that damage boost as well as soon as obviously the orb comes in. With these like mini GAs that we're doing, by the way, is it getting us any better positioning, and is there any necessary need to do these? No. The reason is because this soldier isn't walking out of LOS at people, because he's not going to walk over here, is he not, okay? He's going to stay either walk in main, and then kind of like come over to the side, basically. So he's going to like just vibe him out here, okay? Throughout this entire thing, he is going to be in beam range of you, so there is no need for you to be J'ing yourself in and out like this, okay? And especially because we're playing against this Doomfist, we want to save our GA in order to get ourselves out if needed, okay? So if we can, like, just kind of sit here. All we have to do is let's just sit here. If you want to like do something while you kind of like sat here, just be like crouch spamming or something like that, basically. Because what we want to do is, if we end up using our GA, like for example, like we have just done the GA, and then dude decides, I want to kill the Mercy, and just goes bam at you, okay? You're not gonna have a GA to get away, or you're not. So you're just gonna have to sit there and, I guess, take it from the Doomfist. Like, you just have to sit there and be like, because obviously, there's nothing you can do, basically. So if you can, try just to make sure that you're saving your GA. If you want to play here, save your GA until the Doom dives in, basically, or like, you know where the Doom's gonna go, and then try just to use like a little like J buddy hop or something to get yourself out, basically. Don't be like spamming it on cooldown, especially when you have people like this Doomfist. But so good. Nice. I'd look to once again rotate out now. Very, very nice. Let that charge up a little bit more if you can, just so we can get up onto this high ground. Nice. Sadly, Torments are getting picked off. I don't think you're going to be able to res that. Nice. Make this GA a little bit more, what's it called? Around the wall though, okay? Once again, we want to try and use our GAs to get from cover to cover. So if we can, try to use this GA with our soldier and go all the way, back here, basically. Because then we're going to be out of LOS with these guys. Doom's going to have to really use a lot of his cooldowns to get back to us. And also we can very easily and healthily like pocket our soldier. Our Orisa is really, really healthy and has got a Moira there as well. So we don't desperately need to be with them basically. So I'll be looking to kind of like using this GA. Instead of you just like GAing yourself over to here. Like, oh, I'm safe because we're not. Look at us, okay? If we can, use this GA to go Doom all the way over here. Alright, we keep going though. We'll see what we end up doing in a second. Just remember, if we want to try and get away from the Doom, high ground is going to be our best friend. If we need to, we can utilize this high ground up here. Because you can kind of like use like a sling and come up here basically and kind of like just vibe up here for a second. The reason is because we're forcing the Doom, if he wants to come and get us, to use vertical movements, in which case he has very limited off. Compared to if we're staying on the exact same level as him, he can just very easily pow, like come in and like just punch us basically, okay? Whereas if we're going up here, then we have to force other like Doom cooldowns, like he has to use other cooldowns in order to get up to us to try and shoot us, in which case, oh, my G is back online. We can just like go away basically. Alright, so just kind of like bear that in mind with obviously who you're playing against and everything like that. So if you can try, just kind of hop up here. Alright, keep it going though, because you end up you know, helping our soldier. Nice sling. Nice. Nice, okay? Only thing is, use this GA to get yourself some better cover. I would GA myself up onto here, basically. Do a sling up to here. Love how you waited for like Doom to come and dive you though first. However, use this sling. Because I know obviously you want to try and help this Moira and everything. You can even maybe sling yourself kind of like back here or something like that. But I would personally sling myself up onto this high ground. Because as well, your Moira is really, really healthy right now, so she's okay. I would maybe do it to come make sure that we're helping our soldier. But also we're playing far back, so it means then we can kind of like, you know, do a quick little reassess of the situation. Be like, okay, how are things going? So come back up onto this high ground, use that sling. I like the idea of the sling, it's just I feel like you kind of position yourself wrong with that with the sling. So if you can try, just kind of come up here. Alright, we keep on going. Nice. Nice heals, obviously, onto the soldier. Nice. Once again, go up here. Go up onto this thing because we're taking unnecessary damage from the Doomfist right now because we want to try and make the Doomfist think, okay? With Doom can only obviously like go into like one area at once, okay? So he can either like slam in here or he can, you know, go up to say your position up here, he can go up to here, okay? If we're sitting like directly with our soldier and also in a really bad LOS here as well, because remember where the enemies are going to be, okay? We are just going to like be taking so much damage from this Doom, okay? We want to try and make the Doom's life as hard as possible for him to come and get us, okay? So if we can, use our sling to kind of get up here and then always just vibe up here. We can just vibe up here, play with our soldier up here basically, because we can just, you know, just vibe up here basically. And now we're making the Doomfist think. We're making the Doomfist either come and get the soldier or come and get us basically, okay? So we want to try and just make his life like 10 times harder. That's all good. Keep going. Nice. Nice how you're looking for that res. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to get it. Yeah, so with this res, if this res was if this orb was a little bit closer to the wall, I would say yeah, definitely. But we've peeked it once and we realized we can't do this res, okay? Don't be looking again to this res, okay? If you think the res is not going to be able to be done, leave it and go and do something else. I would rather you kind of went back now and maybe like tried to go and help your soldier out a little bit more basically. Don't be looking for this res again because we're not going to be able to get it off, okay? It's too far in basically. Like if we're looking at this orb, we would have to sling ourselves into this room, in which case, so John, you're gone, okay? So because of like where the orb's positioned, I love how you looked for it to begin with, like, oh, maybe it's possible, but as soon as you know it's not going to be possible, get yourself out of there. All right, we'll keep it going though. Nice. What we could do here, yes. So what I would do here is I would do a little like super jump res if you obviously have the capabilities to do so. If you don't, then just leave the res and like work on your own survivability. But what you could do is you could definitely maybe do like a little bit of super jump res up onto here and then drag it like behind this wall. Obviously it depends whether you are able to do the super jump res. Once again, I'm not like, I don't mind the super jump res, but this is a good one because obviously it gets you behind cover basically. But yeah, if we can try just to do that. Or just kind of like play for our own survivability basically here. And maybe like try and link up with our tracer or something and get some damage done there basically. But it's all good. I'm going to see what you end up doing. So nice. So don't go back into the LOS of the Sojourn, because the Sojourn's just gonna absolutely melt you down, because she knows where you are. She's gonna start melting you, okay? If we cannot get this res off now, because, you know, we kind of like, what's it called? We kind of like lost our opportunity. Just vibe up here. Stay up here, stay safe, play safe, because we can hear our Orisa coming back. We know Orisa's going to be coming back, because obviously Orisa was one of the first to fall in the team fight. So what I would be doing is that I would just keep myself safe. Maybe even wait for the Sojourn to try and like slide up onto us, in which case we could use the Tracer like to get away and like get like down, not inside the wall, but like down here basically. But yeah, I tried to do super jump res, but I think I didn't press the button in time. No, it's right though, sweet. I respect the thought process there, but then don't be dropping yourself back into LOS to try and like do it again or anything like that. Just look to kind of like play safe, play with your Tracer, like, help your Tracer out a little bit more, and either force the Sojourn to slide up onto you, or just kind of help your Tracer, who might end up getting focused by the Sojourn. Because right now, us jumping back out into LOS of it is gonna once again put us into like harm's way basically. So we're trying to like just vibe up here. Let's see what ends up happening though. Yeah. All good though. We just need to reset, go again. But I think overall, so far, Noah, it's very much your decision making with where you, and also your positioning with that as well. Because it feels like at the moment you're struggling with like where you need to position and why. Try to look for pieces with like really, really hard cover basically. And look to play. That's a fine res, because you want people there. Ooh, don't. Okay, yeah, let me quickly finish off my sentence, what I was saying earlier. If you can, try just to, obviously, look to, like, when you want to position, try to make sure that you're using those GAs in order to get from pieces of cover to cover, and then really look to see where the enemies are, okay? We don't want to be peeking the enemies whatsoever, because we're going to be scared of them. So if we can, try just kind of like, you know, position ourselves where we've got those hard pieces of cover, and then if we know that someone's going to try shooting us, we could just sit and vibe behind that hard piece of cover, okay? Because it feels like we're doing a lot of like movements which we don't need to, or we're kind of like moving without a purpose, okay? Make sure that we're using our GAs with a purpose to go from a piece from cover to cover, okay? That we know is going to be safe, because that will really, really help us with our survivability. And then if we know that we're shooting people, then, you know, just make sure that we're staying behind the cover. Now with Tyre, like this, we want, you know, because obviously we res the Moira, which is completely fine, and then we GA ourselves to the Orisa, but then as we're doing that, we heal the Tyre, okay? Think, where did we just res the, what's called the Moira from? There, okay? So we want to make sure that we're staying apart from the Moira. Tyre always wants to try and go for either the highest priority target or for like a lot of people. And just so happens that he's hit two of probably the most high priority targets at once, because you've just, you know, you've given the Junkrat that freedom, because you've GA'd back into your Moira, okay? Think, where was Moira? Moira's here, okay? I need to go and use my sling to get underneath, drop your beam, crouch, and then hope and pray. Because if it comes for you, okay, it's fine, because we still have a support left. But also if it goes for our Moira, okay, we used our res, but it's fine, because, you know, we can then start going forward with our Orisa and maybe try and like make something out of this team fight, because we're going to have 4 ultimates online, okay? So if we can, just make sure that we're going kind of like into cover, crouch and drop our beam, and make sure that we're not jaying ourselves into our other support, because we want to try and keep ourselves separated, and we want to try and take as minimal damage as we can from the Junkrat Tyre. Alright, we keep it going though. We're going to see what ends up happening with your team, because obviously they don't have any support, so it just means they're probably going to struggle into contest. Nice. Fortunately, our Earth ends up falling, so it's all good. We'll just reset. I'll look to try and like link up with our soldier a little bit, so maybe like we can look to try and like damage boost or something. So I look to... Nice, okay. Nice how you know, obviously, that the Junkrat's up here because you can hear him. Okay, what are we going to do about that, though, okay? We can't really fight the Junkrat ourselves, but we can maybe try and position ourselves. Be careful of this trap as well. Oh, no, is it broken? It looks like it's been broken. Junkrat traps are really weird sometimes, that they kind of just phase into the floor and you can't see him. But obviously, so we know the Junkrat's up here, okay? How can we correct our positioning? Okay, well, what about if we play underneath him and play like kind of like this, and then be constantly watching this angle, okay? Because then we're forcing the Junkrat to drop down here in order to try and get us, and then as we hear him kind of like dropping down, we can quickly use our GA and maybe like a sling or something to get ourselves like around back here. So we just want to kind of be like constantly like on the lookout for the Junkrat, but also we still want to be playing with our team, because right now it's all good that you've spotted this Junkrat, do not get me wrong, really, really great that you know he's there. But at the same time, kind of use that knowledge in your head and think, okay, how can we get away from him? How can we position ourselves better? GA yourself into this room, basically. Play with him. Oh, Junkrat's going for me. Okay, let's sling ourselves away from him. Alright, we keep it going, though. Nice. Nice. Can't really do anything about that, unfortunately. Can't do anything about that either. That's fine. Just back out with your Orisa. Very, very nice. Nice. Very, very nice. Nice ping. Just make sure that we're helping our Moira out though here, because obviously she's going to end up like starting to get hit by the Moira and everything. And then if we can, then we could obviously like look for the Orisa or something, or just like try and push forward. But just if you can, try to help your Moira out a little bit more here if you can, okay? We keep it going though. Nice. Nice. Lovely damage boost. Lovely damage boost. Just, if we can, try to keep this positioning, or if we can try to kind of get ourselves a little bit, like, better positioning, we can still damage boost this ult here whilst also playing behind here. We don't want to drop forward because, obviously, what's it called? The Sojourner's just going to start, like, railgunning us and everything like that. So if we can, try just to play back here. Now, I'm unsure about this Valk right now because obviously we've just used a Resserol and we've just used our Soldier as well, and also we've used Coalescence really recently, so we don't really want to try and chuck our ulta on it unless it's like absolutely necessary. I feel like if we kind of like just vibed about here, then we can then we don't need to kind of like use our Valk unless if our team end up kind of being focused down a little bit more, or we want to go for this res onto the Soldier, okay? So if we can, try just kind of use your positioning up here and just use this piece of hard cover like this and vibe up here. That's all good. We keep on going. Nice. Obviously, using your Valk to get out of LOS. Make sure we're not sacrificing other people's lives to get the res off. I know that you want to get this res off, do not get me wrong, but I would rather we try to keep our Orisa up and then maybe go to res the Orisa instead of the Soldier if the Orisa dies. There's two reasons for this. Firstly, obviously, we don't want our tank to die, because if our tank dies, it's going to make our life really, really, like, miserable and hard for us to, you know, keep up this contest. But also, secondly, we want to try and have as many numbers as we can. Now, with the res on the Orisa, obviously, Orisa has more HP than, obviously, the Soldier, and also I feel like the Orisa can hold down the fort on the point a lot better than what our Soldier would be able to if we can res. So instead of going for the res of the Soldier here, I would look to try and, like, keep up our Orisa and then go and res the rest of she ends up falling. Alright? Because I feel like we end up kind of trading out lives here, which we don't really want to do as Mercy. But so good. Nice. Make sure that we're trying to get our beam onto the Moira here, because we want to try and keep up our Moira. Because obviously she's kind of like, I guess, contesting, but also she's still trying to get out. So make sure we're getting our beam onto her a little bit sooner. We've got Sojourner ult main, so I'm going to see what we end up doing with that as our Valk is ending. Nice GA away. Very, very nice. Nice position here. I love how, like, you backed off, like, so much from that and everything. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. That was actually very nicely played, that one. All good? Keep it going, though. Nice spam from the top. I would just vibe up on these high grounds, or maybe, like, go to push up with your Soldier now, basically. Your Soldier should be on the high grounds. I don't understand why he's not. So what you can do here is you can actually use your GA to kind of like come down here, basically, because your Soldier wants to push down low. I would personally like it if he pushed up here, but obviously, you know, he wants to push the low ground for some reason. So I would look to kind of GA myself forward and play with him here. I would not kind of use this pillar, because obviously, you know, we don't want to be kind of, say the Junkrat ends up spamming down like main or something like that. We don't want that to happen. But we know that here is going to be safe unless if people start coming from the rocks underneath. So I would just kind of sit here with your Soldier, make sure they're checking obviously the high ground behind us. We can even kind of sit very much in this room if like he ends up coming a little bit closer, basically. But we just want to kind of push up with him, because right now, like, it's good that you want to kind of, you know, get up into the high ground, but can you see how, like, we're completely out of our beam range of the Soldier now? We can't actually help him out. So if we can, try just to make sure that we're staying within beam range of the Soldier a little bit more here. But so good, keep going. Nice. So once again, we can drop forward to make sure that we're still staying in beam range of him. Remember, like, this is good positioning, but we can get some better one and make sure we're staying in beam range by popping forward a little bit more. I can hear our Junkrat being attacked up top, by the way. So as soon as I hear him getting attacked, I'd be looking to do a super jump upwards, just try and help, which I feel like you're going to do now. Was going to allow it to charge up some more. Oh, res. Very nice. All good. Ascend G yourself here. G yourself to this room here instead, because this one is very kind of like pushed up and like still not in a great position. So I would use my GA to kind of get myself around here instead. That's all good. Nice. Go and peel. Very, very nice. Nice positioning as well. Obviously, you know, up and away from him. Very, very nice. Don't shoot his block. Don't shoot his block, okay? If we know the Doom is blocking like that, and you know, we just want to do, you know, don't shoot it. Allow your soldier to, you know, have time to reload. You can whip out the body blaster if you know, decides to come for you, which obviously what you've done, which is really, really nice. But make sure that we're not shooting actual bullets at him until he's like, what's it called? Until he's actually done his like little punch and everything like that. Alright? Nice. Keep it going. Nice. Okay, so I would kind of like look to see where my what's it called, where my DPS want to play and everything. So we end up hopping up to go and help the Morg, which is completely fine. This is okay positioning, obviously, you know, crouching behind here, but we can get some better one by coming all the way back here. The reasoning is because if we play here, they're going to be spamming from this top angle, and we can use this wall and kind of like, you know, hop behind it if we desperately need to, just to try and like have some better positioning. Because right now here, we're still in LOS of people that are going to be coming this way, and they can just shoot, you can shoot through like this bit here, basically. So I would be looking to kind of position myself like kind of a little bit more back here, basically. But that really, really great. Keep going. Obviously, we're having to heal him here. That's all good. I would look nice. Okay. The only thing is we do the res too late. I love that you want to do this res. However, I want you to do this res instantaneously. The reason is because this Junkrat has already used a lot of his spam in order to like try and get the Morga basically. So he'll like start back, you know, he'll back off for a second, reload. That is your time to go and res because it's going to take him pretty much the time that you have to res in order to reload. So I would look to kind of fling myself across like you did, do that res, just do it quicker. All right. Because now we're going to end up like taking a little bit of spam damage from the junk, which we don't want to. So if you can try to do that res a little bit sooner. Love that you want to do that though. Really, really nice. Nice heals us one to Moira. Very, very nice. Nice getting back to obviously your Junkrat. Nice. Make sure that we're damage boosting him here. Don't just be sat here healing. And I would look to maybe get out as well to try and find my soldier again. But we keep on going. So we have Tyre. All good. To be honest, like, I don't think we could have very much, like, got away from that unless we quickly dropped the beam and crouched down. But at the same time, I feel like that Tyre was going to be meant for you. So that's fine. You know, you're just going to get hit by that one. Junkrat Tyres are very much covered insta a lot of the time. That's fine. I'm going to see what ends up happening. So Junkrat's end up getting free. I'm hoping someone's getting him. So he's in our spawn. I can hear his little tippy-tap footsteps. Nice. Nice he managed to get out of spawn. Just wants to be careful of him. Nice. And now I'd still be kind of like pinging back here just to let your team know. I hope you're going to do that. Yeah, nice that you're looking. I'd be still pinging back here, or if you're in comms, like making sure that you're telling people that, hey, there's still like a Junkrat behind us, because we don't want the Junkrat to start like, you know, randomly spamming us, okay? And then just kind of continue on with like your normal positioning, but just be really, really like mindful that he's going to be back here, basically. All right? They have a Reaper and a Hog now, which is a little bit better for us, because obviously it means that we can kind of, I guess, play up in the air a little bit more. There's the Junkrat. Nice. Don't pistol him. Just like, what's it called? Just kind of work on what's going to keeping people up. It's unfortunate that the spammers are getting your Moira. As we're doing this, make sure we're checking on our team. I would rather we gone in to go and help the Morga here. So I feel like this all kind of goes wrong because you're not kind of going to go commit with your soldier here, which is fine. However, because we've lost this Moira, we want to try and make sure that we're still playing very team centralized if we can. So what is happening? So we're around here, we see the soldier. I would look to kind of do like a mini J and then try and have my beam linger on him as long as possible before I go and help this Morga. I would then obviously, you know, be looking out for the Roadhog. It turns out the Roadhog's on the high ground. So I maybe would J myself underneath him like this in order to try and keep our Morga up basically, because I don't want you to go for this res, because the Moira's going to come back quite quickly, you know, through the spawn and everything like that. I would rather, once again, we kept up our numbers and we kept up our Morga up here right now instead of going for this res. We keep on going. We pop Valk. Make sure we're getting out of LOS of the Moira for the Valk. Unfortunately, ends up getting taken out. And we can't touch point to stall it either. That's fine. We just need to back out. Nice, obviously trying to help our Moira get out. Don't J back into the team, though, like that, how you did. Moira's going to go fade away. You just keep on walking back because our soldier's going to be there. And then we have a J in order to get back to him. Don't worry too much about your Moira because your Moira made a dodgy, like, fade and everything like that to get out. But you did your best in order to get out there, so it's all good. Nice. Push up. push in here sooner, because we know obviously the Morg is going to run in. We know as well, if we look at our scoreboard, we know that Morg is going to have his cage fight as well. So we want to go in here and make sure he stays up. Also because our Moira has ended up falling as well. I feel like we're a little bit too late to this party, and so we've been very reactive and be like, oh no, the Morga. You know, we're not prepared for it basically, alright? And he ends up falling. What we can do here... Oh, okay. So, with Morga ult, these guys obviously are chained in with a big shield. You don't need to do like a little like mini in-out kind of GA like that you did. Your GA, you know, your res will be completely fine if you literally just sit here and just res like this. Because these guys are not going to be able to attack you because of the big shield and everything. So we just need to stand here and just res like this, okay? Keep it going though. So I feel like we should try and get ourselves out. Make sure we're GAing ourselves out a bit sooner here. Nice. Make sure we cheat ourselves out sooner than what we are. Because remember, we don't just need to, what's it called? We don't need to, like, you know, we can't, with Mercy, we can do several things at once, you know. We can GA while we're healing people. We can switch beams while we're, you know, mid-GA and everything like that, okay? Don't think that we have to do one thing and then do another thing and then do another thing, okay? We can multitask. We can do all these things at the same time, okay? So while you're trying to help out this Junkrat, use your soldiers to get out, basically, a little bit more. Alright, keep it going, though. Nice, just unfortunately ends up getting taken out. Nice. So use this orb to get yourself up here. And then kind of like just crouch. The reason is because we're going to make it hard for the Roadhog to hit a hook onto us, but also it's probably going to be our best piece of safety. We could also use this high ground here as well if we like desperately need to. But right now, like, it was a good GA in order to get out, but then we're kind of like just vibing up here like dum-de-dum-de-dum. You know, we're not getting any good position, okay? Make sure we're using our GA to make sure we get some good positioning, basically. So if you can, GA ourselves up here, and then we can kind of like crouch down to block LOS of the Roadhog hook or something like that. We don't just want to like randomly GA ourselves up into the air like we did. Keep it going though. Really nice bubble from Azaria. Nice. Just watch you can't keep her up. Then you're going to fall in as well. And I believe they're just going to push it in. Yeah. So, overall, Noah, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I feel like you need to practice, I think, all your supports a little bit personally from what I've seen. They all are, like, good in, like, some way, but at the same time, I feel like there's some big flaws in them, basically. So, obviously, I talked about the other two supports at the beginning, and I don't really want to touch on them anymore, because obviously, you know, I specialise in Mercy, and obviously, Mercy's my best hero compared to the two of them, so I've tried to help as much as I can with them, okay? Let's start with your Mercy, okay? Let's start with some positives, where I feel like we're playing within Beam Ranger people really, really well. Like, it's very, very clear to me that you know how to, like, you know, play within Beam Ranger people. I think your Valks were good as well. Like, your Valks were well timed. I liked your Valks. Your positioning Valks could maybe do like a little bit of work basically, but that's not kind of like your main thing. My main thing with you, Noah, is first of all, I want you to kind of go back to basics with your, I guess, positioning as Mercy, and you using your movement to position as Mercy, because there's been a few times where we just kind of like randomly GA ourselves about basically with no rhyme or reason, okay? If we want to GA with a purpose, GA to go from one piece of cover to another, okay? Don't be kind of just randomly GAing ourselves about as we have been doing, and don't be wasting the GAs either, okay? We want to try and use these GAs to still keep in some really good cover as well, but at the same time still keep in Beam Ranger people, which you've been doing really, really well, okay? So that's my first piece of advice to you. The second one is, obviously it's once again, it's to kind of do with your positioning, which is if you see someone is shooting at you and you know they're going to start focusing you, just stay safe for a second and play within that piece of cover, basically, because we don't need to, like, re-peek it, because we know they're just kind of, like, you know, going on to us, basically. So we can try to do that, basically. Trying to think, like, with res, so obviously don't be trying to sacrifice someone else's life for the res, okay? If we need to try and keep someone else up, make sure they're keeping them up before we go for the res, basically. Remember, res is not like a be all and end all thing, so we can try just to kind of like save the res. You know, like, either don't res someone if we know we need to keep someone alive, and then obviously just don't, like, with the last one it was a little bit unfortunate because it was like, oh, you ended up doing the little backwards one, but it's all good. And I think other than that though, no, I feel like I want to kind of just leave it at that with you for comments of, like, improvement, basically. Because I don't want to overwhelm you with, like, a load of stuff, basically. I would rather you focus on the main key things, which I think, first of all, is your positioning and your movements. Because, at least in my opinion as Mercy, everything kind of starts to fold together really, really nicely if you focus on your kind of positioning and your movement to begin with. Because if you know how to position and you know how to move really, really well, everything falls into place really, really nicely for you. But over that though, Noah, obviously please do let me know as well if you have any more issues. But once again, thank you so much for on YouTube as well as on Twitch to be watching this. You saw at the beginning how you got your own VOD views if you want one, so by all means go and have a look there if you need to. But yeah, I guess just thank you so much everyone for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!